and making sure it clips all the threads. Okay. Making sure I'm not tangled. I don't think it would make a difference. Now, what I have to do, I'm going to come in close for this one. Okay, what I have to do is move every other stitch right here to the riverbed. Now if you're just using the regular machine with no river, just knit about 10 rows and convert them to ribbing. I like playing with my river, so, and for me it's quicker. Now you're doing the bottom of the hat right now. I have started in the bottom and worked my way up to the top, but I have adjusted my thinking. Okay. And this one I'm just going to make it all tan. And I'm going to set the row counter back to 0 because I'm only going to do about 10 rows, maybe 15, because then it can be folded up if it is so desired. And I'm going to make a bunch of different colored ones. These are for a friend of mine. She's doing a favor assisting a local clinic that needs hats for newborns and little bits and toys and things like that. Okay. Now I've seen some use a bodkin, which I do have, but I'm finding this. A bodkin is a latch tool with 2 of the same ends, with nothing in the middle. No worries, just calmly reach down with your transfer tool. You may have to go under and kind of hold it up a little. So I'm doing is I'm taking the latch tool, removing it from the main bed, and maneuvering it to the river bed. That's a noise I can't do anything about, and I apologize. Okay. Oops. I forgot I'm not using the transfer tool. I'm just lifting it up and sliding the needle into it. Lifting up and sliding in. I usually do it this way, but as you can see, I would prevent you from seeing me. I don't need my marker now. I use that to tell me where the camera frame is. I don't always remember, and sometimes I work out of frame. Okay. Now you might be asking about the document clips I put on the end of the bed earlier. The hat I made previously, the blue one, every few times I'd get too close to the edge and the carriage would kind of slip off a little bit, and then it was a project getting it back on. Well, not a real project. All I had to do was push down or up to get it back on the edge, the back edge and front edge. Now this piece up here, right here, or right. Can't see the bottom edge. Okay. Now, what I'm planning on doing, well, one is make a bunch of hats, but two, I want to do them in different stitches. So that's what I'll be showing, not the making of the hat, because I'll use this method I just did. Okay, now, row counter, when I get it down there, I'll change it to 1. Now, you want to hold the yarn there we go. You want to hold the yarn tight until it catches on the first stitch. Then you let go. And you go across slowly. Oops. I got a couple I'm going to have to fix. Make sure all the needles that are supposed to be in non-working position back, which is every other one. You don't have to worry too much about the bottom of it, the river part, because there's no threads in there to, no sponge bar, that's it, underneath this. Okay, I did 1 row. Now I'm just going to give it a tug. If you see the thread is starting to bubble, that's when you have to give it a little tug. I'm holding it tight till it catches the first needle. Okay, and I'm just, whoops, giving it a nice little snap tug. These edge needles like to do their own thing sometimes, so you really have to watch them. Make sure all the stitches excuse me, give it a little tug. And knit row 7. Okay, I have a drop stitch, which honestly I'm not going to worry about right now. I'll show you how I fix it when I get. Now, if it was something like a sweater, I would fix it right away. But it's not, so I'll fix it when I take the river off. And it's, you know, it's a small project, so. Okay. So I'll stop here. I'm going to need at least twice the length of the hat. Actually, yeah, the length of the hat. Now I'm going to take the river. All I'm doing is put my finger on the gray portion, and I'm pushing up the blue portion because it fits really snug in there. and that releases it. Okay, so I take this off, and I take that off, put that up there, put my yarn out of the way, and now what I gotta do is move all these back onto the bed, which sometimes it's easier if you go ahead and bring these back ones to the front. And if you can, go ahead and open up the latches. On every other needle. You don't have to worry about the one that's got a, that has a stitch on it. You have to deal with the one that has no stitch on it. Now, when I made the blue one, I did a open cast off here. But halfway through, I figured, you know, this could have just done a regular cast off. Okay. Oops. Now, take the, oh sure. Let me get a longer one. I don't like chasing the needles. Okay, just hook. And put on the needle. Make sure it stays in the hook. That's why you open up the hooks first. And I have a needle that wants to hang onto the yarn. Okay. Now if you really don't want them to move at all, you take one of your pieces and put it there. Now you won't chase it. You just pull it to it and hang it. Okay, that's what I get for trying to do without my glasses. I split the yarn. I'm just catching all the threads and making sure. Okay, I'm going to give it a tug. Get it on there and tug it down. And transfer it and lay it. Okay. Transfer it and lay it. And just do this all the way down your work. And then you'll be ready to cast off. You could do a cast off of your choice. You do not have to do the one I do. I like the crocheted cast on off. But the last one I noticed, it didn't, I don't know, I just wasn't real satisfied with it. Oops. Don't pull the work down at this point. Grab the thread, the stitch, and put it back up. It's caught on the gate peg. In the standard it would be called a gate peg. Okay. Excuse me. Now, if doing it this way is inconvenient, you could do that and then take it off onto the latch tool. But to me, that's just a whole lot of extra work. So I grab, drop, grab, and drop. Okay, grab and drop. I'm going to do it to all of them, even that one I know I have to repair. Because I have to do stockinette stitch and then the rib. And I don't know if it's a, don't remember if it's a rib stitch or a stockinette stitch. But I'll see it when I get it off the machine. I'm pulling the work down a little bit. Okay, and the last one's never easy, you know? Alright, where's my latch? When it followed behind my latch, that's when I had to do something different. Okay. Now, it's all off. Let's see. I'm going to leave these here. Dangle my yarn. I'm going to need it to cast off. I'm going to lift up the there we go. Lift that up and set that aside. Let me fix the camera again. Now I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Okay. I'm lifting it up and setting it on the main bed, just to get it out of the way. Okay, I have a couple I need to fix. Or do I? No, that was just a big stitch. I'll just take my large tool and kind of make it all evened up. Now this one, as you can see, it dropped the whole row.